Okay, let's go.
What do you do when you and your significant other share different political views? What do you do is that I wouldn't engage too deep. I just wouldn't go that deep into it because deep down I know it's really not that important. Let's talk about it. What's up, fam? It's me, Mr. Tell It Like It Is, was, and will always be. As I was saying, don't engage. Now, I get it. I know that that's something that's easier said than done because I myself, I've been there at least 1,000 times before when I was sitting up having like a nice, simple conversation and it then turned into a verbal altercation. But the only piece of advice I'm going to give to you about this matter is stop. Just stop talking about it. Because see, let me see how I can put this gently. That's the true side of communications. That's that dirty side of love that I was talking about. That part of communications where the only thing you have to do is shut up. People don't like to say it like that, but I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to put it out there outright. That's that part of communications, that dirty side of love that people don't like talking about. Sometimes you just got to shut up. Stop talking about it. Just be quiet. Because deep down, your peace in that relationship is worth more than discussing Donald Trump. Your peace in that relationship is worth more than discussing politics. But Sean, what happens when my core values are wrapped up in my belief system? What do I do when everything that I know and believe is wrapped up in my politics? I say they're not. Because if your core belief system was wrapped up in politics, it would have been something that y'all would have discussed on day one. You would have met him or her at a political pep rally. So trust me, it's not wrapped up in that. Because see, if your political views was the reason why you chose him or her, you probably wouldn't be in a big argument or fight with them ever over it. Because see, the truth of the matter is, your alignment with that person was based on something deeper. Maybe both of you want to have children. Maybe both of you shared the same professional or educational goals. Maybe both of you probably had the same spiritual principles and that was taking precedence in your relationship. Whatever it was definitely something more important than just politics. Now with that being said, what do you do when you two in that relationship are coming up to issues like dealing with abortions, dealing with federal laws, state laws, who should be chosen to fit this cabinet, stuff like that. When you start to run into issues like that, just stop talking about it, y'all. Only thing we can do together anyway is vote. So once we out there and we put our vote in, let's just vote. You know, don't let it turn into World War III inside your house. We're definitely better than that. Because we're definitely better than letting these red button, hot topic conversations dominate our relationships. We can definitely move past all of that and just not talk about it. Now, am I saying to not have a voice or to share your interests or opinions in your relationships? No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is this. If you're not planning on marching on Washington tomorrow or spending your entire life savings on something or a person or something that you believe in, then trust me, y'all, let it just be a conversation. Let it just stay there. Because more than likely, even those conversations, even those simple conversations like that are going to end up being hot topics, going to end up being a very heated topic. Now, if at the end of that conversation, it doesn't lead to mad sex or angry sex, then why are you even having those conversations? If it's not leading to y'all having a night of fun as opposed to y'all having a night of just arguing and bickering with one another, why are you having those conversations? Because see, at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. So see, the key is to acknowledge those differences I was talking about so that you can better communicate with one another, so that you can better understand one another. Because see, once you reach that position of relationship to where you're trying to gauge or change each other political views, you're now entering into this space I like to call gangland. Gangland. So for me, gangland is that space and place in a relationship where where it only ends up into a turf war of who's right and who's wrong. And trust me, in that type of war, there are no peace treaties. It's nothing but casualties. So the advice I'm going to give to y'all is stay out of gangland. You don't belong in gangland. You're supposed to love each other. Yeah, see, you want to use those subtleties to make you two stronger. Business tip 1019. You want to use those differences to make your team even better. Because see, it's those differences that now when y'all put them together, you two together can relate to just about anything. And see, the way I see it is, that's how you elevate a family. That's how you have a mom and a dad that can relate to just about all of the issues that they have with their children. That's how you can have a husband and wife that can relate to just about anything dealing with each other and their family and friends around each other. That's how you elevate a family. That's how two people can go to that next level in life. Then by the time those two people go to that next level in life, you'll quickly learn that it's nothing sexier than that. It's nothing better than that when it comes to people. Which leads me back to the engagement when it comes to those relationships. Once you start getting to that engagement, you want to try to use that as something that's going to bring you two closer together. Even if y'all can sit up and have a long conversation about it, don't let it turn into an argument or a fight. I have like this belief system with the Bible. And my belief system is that I have a reason on why the Bible was written the way that it was written. That why it was written with all of its different metaphors, its different parables, this person talking, that person talking. When the reason it's written that way is so that it can keep the name of God on our tongues. Because see, you and I will never sit up and talk about if the sky is blue or not. We will never sit up and talk about whether or not 1 + 1 = 2. We don't discuss the obvious in terms like that. We use those differences and those complex ideas to keep us engaged, to keep us loving one another, to keep us talking to one another. That's why we want those different concepts. That's why you need to let those differences in a relationship add to your relationship, not take away. When two people are together like that, and they got those different views, different concepts, it's going to add to a more interesting conversation. It's going to add to a more interesting relationship. See, that's why we got this mini-series coming out. It's going to be called the 50 Shades of Grey in a Relationship. And the purpose of that mini-series is going to be to let us know and understand that there really isn't black and white when it comes to relationships. It's all gray. It's all gray. And you're not going to truly be happy until you understand how that gray works with one another, how to make it work even better with one another. So to bring all of this to a close, fam, just trust the process. That's all I got to say. Just trust the process. Because the only thing that an argument about something like that's going to lead to is going to lead to those disrespectful comments that's somehow going to make your relationship seem weak. It's going to lead to inadequacies and insecurities in your relationship. Oh, he thinks this. Oh, she believes that. And you don't want all of that. When the only thing you want to do, when the only thing you should do, is just practice those basic communication skills 101. I like to say, you hear what they have to say it back to them, discuss it, empathize, sympathize, whatever it is that you do, just do it. After you do it, you move on. That's how you do a conversation. You don't let that conversation define you two. You let it make you two better. You let it be where it helps you to understand each other. So I get it. She likes Trump and I don't. He likes Trump and you do. So effing what? So seriously, men, let your rationale lead you out of that conversation if it starts to get crazy. Ladies, let your emotions lead you out of that argument if it starts to get crazy. Or vice versa. However you two do it, just do it. Get out of that conversation. Don't let that conversation or those differences of opinions become problematic for you two. See, don't even let it become a kink in your armor. You need to let those differences between you two make you stronger. See, that's how you become successful in relationships. And that is the business side of relationships.